Oh yeah, the Trump tariff rollback. That was a wonderful 2 days, wasn't it? Trump's like, I'm imposing tariffs on Canada and Mexico. 2 days later, Trump's like, maybe I'm not imposing tariffs on Canada and Mexico anymore. But the Canadian reaction to that was so great. It's like suddenly you guys understand imperialism. Suddenly you guys understand that it sucks and that it's bad. Now that it's happening, I mean, it's not happening. You're not a victim of imperialism. You're imperialist yourself. But like now that like your former ally is doing the same sort of shit that it does to everyone else to you, suddenly you understand. You're like nationalist, buy Canadian. Like all of the Canadian chains, even though they didn't need to, they started like getting rid of like all American products, like a blanket removal of American products from the shelves and straight up replacing like their supply with like Canadian products, all in reaction to this. And there was like this massive Canadian nationalist sentiment. Like I saw like nauseating posts on like the Canada subreddit, like I'm from Mexico and I stand in solidarity with Canada. Look at all these Canadian products that I bought. Now it's happening to you. Like you didn't seem to care when they did it to Iran. In fact, you participated in the sanctions on Iran. You didn't seem to care when they did it to Syria, when they did it to Cuba. I mean, maybe Canada's government did actually care about Cuba. Never mind. That's the one case where they do actually vote against the blockade. But like, you didn't care when it was time to invade Afghanistan alongside the Americans, but now you do that the Americans made your spirits cost 25% more? It's just such a joke. Like, it takes you being like attacked by the USA to realize that the USA is bad and that you've been doing their bidding this whole time. I don't think you're going to realize that though. I think like the second Trump is gone, they're just going to go back to their old ways, obviously. And there was like Trudeau, outgoing Trudeau, no reason to say this shit anymore. In the midst of this whole thing, going on TV and being like, I'm a Zionist. I love Israel. I'm a Zionist.
Being tossed around as a pejorative, in spite of the fact that it simply means believing in the right of Jewish people, like all people, to determine their own future, is not normal.
It's not normal.
No one in Canada should ever be afraid to call themselves a Zionist.
You should be afraid because you're expressing an ethno-nationalist belief that Jews should be able to steal Palestinian land on a racial basis.
I am a Zionist.
This guy is done. He has no reason to say this. He's out of, like, he's not the prime minister anymore soon. He's still doing it. It must be because he's already got a job lined up at some pro-Israel organization or some shit. That's the only like self-interested reason to say it. But anyway, so Trump did the tariffs and he backed out on the tariffs on Mexico almost immediately. It took him like 2 days. Like he made a bunch of exemptions and stuff. I don't know. It seems like Trump generally does not understand that tariffs are paid for by the country that levies them, first and foremost. I don't know, like when you're in the position that the US is in of like total global economic dominance, you control the financial system, you have no reason to put tariffs on almost anyone unless you're specifically trying to coerce like regime change or something, as they do with Iran, for example. You have very little reason to do that. And he's doing it all over the place because he's a fucking idiot. It's just the reaction from the Canadians is mind-blowingly nauseating. It took it happening to you for you to realize that it's bad, and you're just going to go back to your own ways afterwards as well. Or at best, you're going to form like your own like imperialist alliance with Europe, like sort of keeping America more on the fringes while nonetheless being collaborative with it. Do all the same shit you've always done, just like this to other countries. But it's okay because you do it to them and that, rather than it being done to you. This is awesome because this is like the first real time where the imperialist sidekick countries have been given a taste of what it's like for all of their opponents all the time, for everyone they target. I love that they're being given a taste of it, and I hope it continues. Like, Trump has done so much to just destroy the imperialistic Western bloc, the unity that they previously had. He's shooting himself in the foot so badly, fucking dismantling USAID, the NED, defunding like the CIA and shit, firing CIA employees, proposing to cut the military budget to half. This guy is like, without wanting to, he is destroying his own country's influence and power. And with it, he is destroying a huge part of the capacity of the Western Bloc to do imperialism, because the US is the number one imperialist country, obviously. And that is fantastic. And he's doing it all by accident, but the intent doesn't matter. The effect is what matters. Like, I said beforehand, like, I think that Trump will do a lot of really dumb shit and accidentally do things that are anti-imperialist, but I did not mean like this. I did not think it would be this bad. I did not think he would do this much. I couldn't have never imagined this even in my wildest dreams. It is insane how dumb him and Musk are. Like, if you wanted to achieve your goals, which is like more overt imperialism, it seems, is what they want, you would keep the Western alliance of the European countries, with Canada, with Australia. You would nurture it. You would continue. You would expand US aid, if anything. More NED, more funding to all of it, more interference. Send in more troops. He's making it impossible to send in the troops, given that he's alienating everyone, given that he's ruining his own influence and the USA's own influence and power. And he's getting rid of all of the supposedly so-called soft power shit as well, which makes it even harder. What a moron. What a delightful moron. I love you, Donald Trump. Tariffs now on everyone. More. But don't back out of them this time, you fucking coward. Jesus. Like, he's just using them as a tool, like a performative tool, I think. He's too much of a pussy to keep them on. I don't know. He doesn't really. Donald, if you're watching this, Donald Trump, I challenge you. I challenge you. I believe that you can do it given your profound business acumen. I challenge you to do tariffs on everyone, Canada, Europe, everyone, and keep them up. Don't back off. Don't let them win, Trump. When you back off, they win. Donald, I trust that you can do it. If anyone can do it, it's you.